explain why Lee is wearing a tie.
Yeah. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wrestling is Awesome, where the 40-something-year-old wise men talk everything WWE. I am your host, Kenan, and joining me on today's show is my right and left-hand man. It is Alex. How you doing, bro?
I'm the right and left-hand man. I guess Neil's not here today, so I've got to take up both.
You
of
got to
those
be
things.
both. Otherwise, it'll be harmless.
Exactly. So, but no, I can't wait to talk about what was, I thought, a really good Rumble, despite what all the morons on the internet seem to think. So this is why we turn to Wrestling is Awesome rather than bitching about wrestling, because we're actually going to say wrestling's good.
Yes, exactly that. Exactly that. And also joining us is Mr. HR Lee. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, my friend. I'm good. I'm with Alex. I think that's a fantastic Rumble. And from my HR perspective, a Royal Rumble of succession planning. I think we saw a lot of the future in both Rumbles, actually.
I 100% agree with that. Okay. Right. So we are here to talk about the Royal Rumble 2026. So this is a live review. So we're actually going live out on YouTube right now, and we are live on TikTok. So I've got two lots of comments, which I'm going to try and keep an eye on. So if you want to get involved, let us know your thoughts in the comments, and we will answer your questions, comment on your thoughts, and all sorts. So yeah, this is going to be new and different, and I'm very excited. Vangie, Vangie, give us a wave. Hey, that's from Dot Steve. He wanted a wave.
I think Dot Steve is from my one of my Discord channels, where we do flight sims, talk about wrestling, and generally abuse each other.
So you do wrestling, karting, and flight sims?
I do everything. I have to have hobbies. I have to have hobbies, especially because I'm not racing this year, so I have to have hobbies.
Right, first one, Tom. This is Tom. So who's Tom, Alex? I think you know him.
That's Tom Stalker. He's from D Generation GX. My karting wrestling group.
Gunther, opinions on entry 30. I'll go first. It's exactly what I predicted it would be. I knew that Gunther would be doing double duty. He came out and declared for the Royal Rumble, and then AJ come and wanted a match, and he was like, "You have to make it worth my while." So he was always going to be in the Rumble, and what better way to retire AJ Styles, which is what we predicted it was going to be. And again, my show was full of spoilers, not predictors. It was all spoilers. And what a better way than to make AJ tap out and retire him, and then come in at the number 30 spot, where people are thinking it might be Jericho or whatever it is, and actually crush the fans for anything related to any more surprises, and come out and potentially win that as well. So absolutely zero issues with that. Lee, what were your thoughts on Gunther at 30?
Yeah, agreed. I think perfect position for the Ring General to come in. I was on the fence as to whether he was going to be AJ. I thought we were having so much information thrown at us. Are we being swerved a little bit? But worked. That's the inside term, isn't it? Are we being worked? But no, it was brilliant. It was exactly where Gunther, and I loved the way he was still selling as he came back to the ring. He wasn't fresh.
Yeah,
still limping.
Absolutely that.
It looked battered, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know, and I loved that. And I loved that he struggled from the second he got in, because then him not winning doesn't look weak. Exactly. It's like, I've been in a freaking war. I've ended one of the best to ever do it in any company in any era. And I nearly won the Rumble too.
Yes.
What better way to hype what is going to be the new era? And that's the whole thing with this whole Rumble. This whole Rumble has been lots of little smatterings. Things like Javon Evans was the star of that Rumble.
100%.
Absolute star. Came in high energy from the very start and didn't stop until he got bundled out. And I didn't realise he's 6'5".
Yeah, he's a tall lad.
He's enormous. And did you notice when he had to do the skin the cats, when he goes over the ropes and holds on, he's got to like bend his legs out the way, otherwise he'll just touch the floor.
Yeah, I thought he had a great Rumble, and he corrected a spot which he didn't quite hit with Orton previously on SmackDown, where he did his move off the top rope. Randy caught him in the RKO, and it was him that Jacob Fatu got the height on, right, for his Samoan drop, which
Good
was
Lord,
immense. He threw him up like 5-6 feet in the air and caught him rolling back down. That was immense.
Oh yeah, Hilariously, my kids kept on calling Javon Evans KSI, which I found really funny. They keep calling him KSI, and they keep calling Ilya Dragunov Draco Malfoy from Harry Potter.
That's fair. I kept calling him Ivan Drago, so it's absolutely fine. Right, so what do we got next? Dot Steve, he's like, did you think it was a waste using LA Park and Mr. Iguana outside of Mexico, USA? Alex, go.
So Iguana, no, because we've seen him and he's funny and he just makes me smile, and my kids loved it. I thought if I asked my kids before coming on the show, who are 7 and 10, I asked the 10-year-old, I said, actually I didn't actually ask Isla. Oh, well, she's asleep. She'll never hear this. That's fine. I asked my eldest. I said, "What were your favourite parts of the Rumble?" And she goes, "That man who choke slammed a man and the two iguanas." I just thought it was brilliant. And then after the show, they had the iguana in medical
being checked out by the doctor.
being checked out by the doctor, and gave him a Dorito, and he came back to life. Who says wrestling's fake? It's the best thing ever. Lapaka, I didn't know who he was. I had no idea he existed. He just looked like one of the what were those skeletons called in English stories? Happy Bones, Funny Bones.
Yeah.
He just looked like one of the Funny Bones characters. So he was probably a waste that maybe Finn Balor could have gone into. But again, the internet has kicked off that Finn Balor wasn't in it. He just had a freaking title match. He could not be at the Royal Rumble. It's not that big a deal. It's not the end of the world. I think people's expectations for this Rumble were so unrealistically high. You know, they wanted Paige to come back, and actually now I think about it, having a big return for someone like Paige at Saudi probably isn't the best thing because of
reasons
HR and Chris Jericho, we don't actually know if he's coming back. So to say that him not being there is a fumble, well, we don't know if the contract's done. We don't know if he's actually coming back. We don't know if he wanted to come back.
Exactly.
It's like people think that people just get thrown into this thing. They have to want to do it. It's like It's like when Stone Cold heartbreakingly didn't turn up for WrestleMania 40. You know, he should have been there, but he couldn't be there. He had prior arrangements and prior plans and couldn't be there. That's not bad booking. That's just things don't marry up. It's the whole thing with The Rock and all that kind of stuff. It's like, it's really disappointing, but if The Rock's busy with all his other stuff that he does, he can't be there.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I've mentioned this on a lot of posts, and you know, people are like, we didn't get enough returns. There's not that many people to come back either. No. You know, it's like, and why would you want Jericho, a 55-year-old, coming into the Royal Rumble if he's not really going to have a story? You know, it should be about our current superstars. It should be about building for the future. And yeah, they have to want to do it. The contracts have to be in place. They can't just decide, I'm going to bring back Chris Jericho. That's not how it works. So yeah, but I think for me, yeah, Mr. Iguana was great. Lapaka, at the end of the day, they want to get more eyes on their other product. You know, they own AAA, and you know, it's being shown in the Middle East. They've got a live crowd there. They're probably thinking, well, maybe we could put a AAA program on in Saudi and get more money, you know? So why not trying to introduce some more of these characters to a wider audience? Some people don't tune into every PLE. They don't tune into all that, but they will tune into the Royal Rumble. We've even, in our chat, you know, some people have said, my family have watched the Royal Rumble with me now. I've had family members, friend members watch the Rumble for the first time, and now they've just got into it. Where do we go back and start with WWE? It's something that can really introduce new people to the product, and therefore you have to demonstrate and show you different characters. So yeah, no problem with that at all.
My wife watched the whole Rumble with me. That really surprised. Okay, she had her book, but she still sat there and watched the whole Royal Rumble with me. The kids watched until we had to send them to bed. And that's the first time as a family we've watched a big event. The kids like the Rumble because they get to see lots of their favorite stars. And then we woke up on Saturday morning. That's why I've now watched the Rumble twice, because the men's Rumble twice, because I watched it with the kids in the morning because they really wanted to watch it. You know, it's one of those marquee events. It's as I said before, I think I said last week, it's my favorite PLE
Clearly, yeah,
of them all.
yeah. So let's talk about. I know Alex desperately wants to talk about this. Sol Ruka for Elimination Chamber. How good was Sol Ruka, and how good is she? She's only come to my attention over the last few months, and just prior to sort of like making some appearances on SmackDown and so forth. She's got one of the cleanest, nicest finishes in the game at the moment. And yeah, she had a fantastic Royal Rumble. She showcased really, really well, had some great spots, and I would 100% have her in the Elimination Chamber. I don't expect her to win it. She's not there yet, but she should definitely be in one of those pots, 100%.
She definitely shouldn't win it. If anything's been proved by Stephanie Vicaire, putting a title on someone too early it doesn't work. You have to build that hype. And yes, there is hype with Sol Ruka, and she is phenomenal, and she looks great. She looked very different in the ring because everybody went for the Power Rangers look. Yes. And she went for more of a Lita look, which I think looked great. And
funny enough, Steve has just said the same thing in the chat. He said also her gear was on point with the Saudi rules. 100% it was.
Absolutely. Yeah. She looked great. And I like the Soul Snatcher. It looks very cool. It's the biggest setup kind of finisher there is. It's not an out of nowhere thing. Have you noticed lots of people are doing cutters now though?
Yes, there's a lot.
Javon Evans is basically the Cody Cutter, and the Cody Cutter is basically an RKO from a rope. So, but listen, that's what happens when a move is as good, and it means everyone's always said you do a move. Your finisher should be a move you can do on everybody. Yes. And she can do that move on everybody, but how long can she do that move for? I mean, she's 14 years old or whatever, because they're all freaking children now, as far as I'm concerned. But she has star power written all over her, and if it wasn't the fact that Liv needed to win that Rumble, I wouldn't have been mad if she won that Rumble and then lost at Mania. She could have gone. She could have had a really big hype and lost at Mania, like Rhea Ripley lost at Mania. That kind of thing where it's it's still effective, and it didn't affect Rhea Ripley's career, who was a monster in that Rumble. So yeah,
I think she got outshone. I don't think she was the monster of that Rumble. I think Lash Legend.
Oh yes,
absolute beast.
She eliminated some big hitters. Big hitters. She got rid of Charlotte, didn't she? She got rid of Rhea. And she got 5 or 6 eliminations. I'm sure
she got 5. Yeah,
she looked like a world champ in that Rumble.
She did really well. She did really well, and I didn't know her from Adam before she got together with Nia.
Yeah, Jordan Grace, Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, Charlotte Flair, Io Sky. Sorry, because it was Raquel Rodriguez that took out Rhea Ripley. So
Raquel Rodriguez. Yeah. She also looked bloody great in the Rumble too.
Yeah.
Her elimination of Rhea's elimination of Roxanne was terrifyingly brilliant.
Yes. 100%. We've got a few more comments. Let's have a look. So, Steve said she's not as young as you think, Sol Ruka. She's 26. So, fair enough.
Still a fetus, as far as I'm concerned.
Around the ballpark, there's a lot of negativity on the Rumble being predictable. But Lash, Sol Ruka, Obafemi, Evans were all made in their matches. Trick and Brie got the best crowd reactions of the night. Yeah. Look. At the end, I got all my predictions right for this PLE, but predictable doesn't necessarily mean bad.
You've said that like 6 times, Ken. you can bank it now. It's fine. We know you got it right.
Sorry, that didn't come through. So just to repeat, I got all my predictions right on the PLE, but predictable doesn't mean bad. Do you know what I mean? So there's only going to be a certain few headline WrestleMania. Royal Rumbles aren't about making champions at that point. There's very few people who've won the Rumble who aren't top stars. Jey Uso was obviously on a trajectory, and they wanted to send him to the moon, put the belt on him, but generally it's your biggest stars. So if you're thinking that Obafemi's just going to come in and win the Rumble, or a Trick, that's not going to happen. But they have moments, they build characters. The fact that Obafemi comes out of 1 and eliminates 5 people, tapered off a little bit towards the middle, but he looked fantastic. And so they had great moments within that match. Go on, Alex.
But the one thing you talk about making big stars win the Rumble, when big stars haven't won the Rumble, Shinsuke went on to have a really mediocre run against AJ Styles. What's his name? Who probably was the worst person to win a Royal Rumble? He dumped Santino out at the very end.
Alberto Del Rio.
Alberto Del Rio. You know, okay, he went on to be champion, but mid. You know, even Jey Uso, he didn't capitalize on it, and he's gone back to the tag division.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, didn't have any big fanfare, and was dumped out the Rumble. He had a good Rumble. He had an okay Rumble, but that's the whole thing. And with someone like Roman winning, I was dead against Roman winning before the Rumble, and then while I'm watching the Rumble, I'm like, yeah, it makes actual total sense for Roman to win this because it's going to be Roman and Punk at Mania, which is a match that has to happen because it's not going to be Roman and Drew, which I'm really happy about because Roman's not losing at WrestleMania, and I can't have him beat Drew again because that just hurts far too much. It's going to hurt worse when Sami beats him, but God, I hope not.
Worry. That's a next year problem, hopefully.
Oh, you think 27 for that one, do you?
Yeah, I think what will happen is I think because they've got an established star this year, I think Sami wins the Rumble next year and then goes on to win the championship of WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia next year. That makes the most sense.
I see it.
Let's see who else we got in the chat. So, do you think they've set up Charlotte versus Alexa? It's the startings of. Yeah, whether we're going to get the turn before WrestleMania, I don't know. I'd actually like to see them in. I really want a women's tag ladder match at WrestleMania. I think that would be fantastic.
Women's TLC will be
women's TLC,
incredible.
And I'd like to still see them together at that point. Maybe something happens there, and then the Monday after Raw, the Raw after Mania, maybe that's when a turn happens.
But the difference with that is she was so apologetic to Alexa.
Yes.
Unlike Liv Morgan, who was not apologetic to Raquel Rodriguez at all.
Well, and one was an accident and one was bang on deliberate. And
then in the post-show, Alexa was like, it's fine, we'll be mates after. She's got a title match anyway, and I'll go win the other title. So it's very interesting how they're going to play it. And to be fair, the team that I actually want to dissolve more than anything is Rio. Yeah. I want Rhea to turn on Io Sky so badly because she's so over is Rhea that I still think she was better as a heel. I don't like her as this fluffy friend of Io Sky's. I prefer her when she was an absolute killer, and she was a killer in the Judgment Day, and when she's a heel, she's a killer.
And she's still not beating Io. They'll have to play into it at some point.
Absolutely.
No, absolutely.
So
go on.
What do you think Raquel wins tonight? Do you think that's the story going into Mania now?
If I was booking it, I would have Raquel win tonight, and I don't think it should be Stephanie going into WrestleMania.
No, I agree.
Her promo isn't strong enough to carry that through. Stephanie can go into the chamber and then kind of come close in the chamber, but not quite get it. But yeah, I think it would be the right move. And you could do one or two things. You could start Raw tonight where Liv's all like, I'm sorry, it's just business, but look, we're going to help you win the championship tonight. And I'm not going to go for you. I'm going to go for the other championship. So we'll have everything, you'll be champion and then I'll have my WrestleMania moment. And maybe she then does help Raquel win the title, but then ends up calling her out and challenging her before Elimination Chamber or something like that. So
I've just twigged what's going to happen. They're going to try and help her win the title. They're going to end up cost her the title, and then Liv's going to go after Stephanie at Mania.
Yeah,
like it.
And there'll be a triple threat at Mania.
Well, what about in terms of the chamber? Does the chamber have to go for the other championship?
If they have elected who they're going for.
So if Liv doesn't elect, Raquel could go into the chamber and win, and then they both end up declaring on one champion and making that a triple threat.
That would be cool.
That'd be something different.
I like triple threats. Everyone bemoans and takes and doesn't like triple threat. I like triple threats because you get you get more false finishes where it's not somebody kicking out of somebody's finisher. And I hate it when people kick out of finishers over and over and over again. You see people kick out of finishers and it really pees me off. But also it's no DQ, and I love no DQ. I just love carnage. So that works for me. So yeah, it have a triple threat with that kind of caliber as well. Because also if you have, even if it's, if you have Stephanie Vicaire, you can do a program as a triple threat with when you've got Liv and Raquel, because they can carry her promo wise through that program, and then Stephanie can be amazing in the ring like she always is.
Yeah, 100%. SS Racing, completely agree. Predictable doesn't mean bad, but just because it didn't go the way people wanted doesn't mean it's a bad script. Exactly that. Look, some people predicted Bianca Belair to win the Rumble. She wasn't there. We don't know if that's a story decision. Yeah, there's one person here.
I predicted somebody who hasn't been in the company for a year to win the Rumble that she wasn't even announced for. I got that one wrong.
That was probably the biggest surprise, the fact that she wasn't there. I think we're all expecting that return. Now, we don't know whether it's an injury thing or a story thing. But I always said I didn't want her to win the Rumble. I'd rather her come back and win Elimination Chamber and win that back to back and be the first person that does that. I think that's an impressive story for her to tell. From that point of view,
I forgot she won Elimination Chamber last year.
Yeah, right.
Was she in Mania last year?
Triple threat with Rare and Io.
Oh, that's where she got injured. That's where her hand got. That's where her hand got messed up. So yeah. God, I forgot she's been gone basically a year.
Yeah. Tom, where was Kit Wilson? Kit Wilson didn't want to deal with all that toxic masculinity that was going to be in the ring with 13 men.
More like Saudi wouldn't appreciate toxic masculinity being headlined.
I just
However, it would have been amazing.
Yeah, it would have been amazing. I don't think that they couldn't handle Kit. They wouldn't be able to handle Kit. Little zesty for Saudi. Yeah, well, that's exactly right. That's exactly it. SS Racing, Jey Uso touched my bum at that show. So is this one of your friends that was there?
Yeah, so this is Sam. Sam and Dan went to Saudi. So Sam is the one who lives in Saudi.
WhatsApp group. So yeah.
So Sam's the one that lives in Saudi, who, as long as it doesn't skyrocket in price, I'm staying at his for Mania in Saudi next year. How much I don't agree with Saudi, I'm going.
As well. Have you got space for me as well?
How many spaces you got? How many spaces you got, Sam?
Let us know. Yeah, exactly. How many sleeping bags can you fit in? We're all coming next year. So Jey Uso, let's talk about that for a moment. It took him about 90 seconds to get into the ring, which was absolutely ridiculous. But then we got one of the big eliminations during that entrance, which was Brock Lesnar. Now, normally a Brock Lesnar elimination is a setup for a story. It was Cody Rhodes and LA Knight who took him out. Is that Jey Uso's fault for taking so long to get into the ring? Is that Cody and LA Knight's fault for doing it during that time? Because loads of people have been shouting at the production of that. And it's like, that's not the production's fault. The wrestlers should have been aware of that entrance music going on. Jay, they know, is going to take 90 seconds to get to the ring at least. So if it happened during an inappropriate time, that's not a production issue. I 100% disagree with that.
Go on, Alex.
No, I've spoken enough. You go.
I blame Cody and LA Knight for that.
Yeah.
I would say that was they're in the ring.
They didn't read the ring. Yeah. I mean, maybe they had to get him out before the next entrant. You know, so maybe their part was we have to get him out, and maybe because Jay's took so long to get down there, they're like, well, we have to do it now, because literally once he was eliminated, a few seconds later, the next entrant came out. But yeah, go on, Alex.
So my understanding is there was an issue getting Jay into the ring.
He was really fighting people off. I think.
I think the security wasn't good enough, so I think he was supposed to be in quicker, but also
he was distracted by Sam's bum.
But also the thing to remember is the whole setup for Brock going out happened on camera. People seem to think they just saw Brock out the ring. It didn't. It cut away. Yes, Jay's music was still going, but you saw LA and Cody laying into Brock, and then they clotheslined him out.
Yes.
It was only the fact the music was still on. If the music had gone off, it wouldn't have mattered. And then Jay did his stupid entrance.
No, 100%, and that's it. Just because the audience didn't see it happening necessarily because they're busy looking at Jay, we at home saw it. We're like, oh, okay, and I'm commenting. You know, Brock's just been knocked out. Oh my god, it's you know, some people get wound up about the smallest things. It's absolutely ridiculous. Trying to produce a show and manage a show like that with so many moving parts is just crazy. Biker Fishy says, could have hyped up the OTC a smidge more like they did Breaker. The thing about Roman Reigns is we know he likes a limited schedule. That's where he is right now. And that's the reason why I picked him as my winner, because I was like, I don't see any other avenue getting him to WrestleMania other than winning the Rumble. They want to get rid of that other win. So he's a 2-time winner. Again, add to his legacy. The last time he won was, during a bad time. It was his big dog phase. The Rock came out. People were still booing him. So they needed the current version of him to win the Rumble. And what it does now, it means he can show up when he wants before Mania. He can show up 1 or 2 times. And he doesn't have to do much. He's like, I'm going to be there at Mania. That's it. I'm going to smash you. And that's all he needs to do. So it made perfect sense. And I think if you overhyped it, I think him winning would have pissed people more off. Because I think a lot of people got pissed off with Charlotte Flair winning last year because they did all those vignettes and build up to her coming back. And it was too much.
But I also think that Charlotte Flair isn't quite as likable.
No, she's not.
As Roman now is. Roman is the star. Whether you like Roman or not, that's the fact. He is the star. The pop he got was awesome, and yeah, they just gave the right amount of your OTC's turning up. Be aware, right? I'd have liked him to come in a bit earlier. I'd like to see more of him in that role, but it's fine. But also he was on Pat McAfee. Now I've only heard sort of snippets of it. But I think he's back a bit more than the kind of part-time schedule he's been running. I think I think we might see more of him than we may think. And I hope so, because he's an excellent promo. And with John gone, we are missing a few excellent promo a few excellent promo people. And I love a Roman promo. I can't speak tonight. It's the massive amount of rum that I stuck in my Coke that I've now finished is now affecting my brain. So that was so I think we'll get more of Roman. I really hope we do. It'd be a shame if we don't.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I love Roman. I'm all for Roman. 20, yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. Let's talk about Finn Balor briefly. Yes, okay, there's the storyline of him not being in the Rumble. It's because they need someone for CM Punk in the lead up to WrestleMania. It absolutely makes sense. There's no point putting him in the Rumble to lose. This way, he is going to go in his own story. He'll probably have a match with CM Punk at Elimination Chamber for the title. And that'll be fine. And that's where it leads to. It doesn't need to be any more deep than that. So he's having his moments leading up to he doesn't need the Rumble on top of that. It's a really good point by SS Racing. So Sam, he has mentioned that they were best mates. They were video calling Dom afterwards. So actually, Liv, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxy called Dom, FaceTimed him after, and she was cheering about her winning. So it looks like Raquel doesn't have any issues with it at the moment. It's like business. So it's a really good point.
Is that a behind the scenesy thing? I'll be interested to see how it plays out. I'm very interested to see what happens on Raw with that one. The thing that we have not spoken about is the thing that happened at the very beginning of the Men's Rumble.
This is exactly what Steve, sorry, they did what they did with Breaker to protect him, and he gives him an easy out for not winning. Absolutely agree. So, who do we think the mask?
Can we stop? Hang on. Before we talk about who stomped out Breaker, can we talk about Obafemi's entrance? Because obviously they messed up on SmackDown and they kind of announced that Braun was going to be first. And then they did that. Did you see the pre-show?
Yes.
Where Heyman came out, he's number 2. It's like, and then for them to, I'm interested to see where they put. I bet Obafemi was number 2 anyway. So I bet it was going.
How would have Braun been eliminated or not been able to get into the Rumble? How would he have been attacked if he wasn't?
That's also a really good point.
Yeah, so that doesn't make any sense. I think it was literally a graphic error. When Cody came out, they had him as number 1 instead of number 11. So
they never got anyone right at number 11. They got number 11 wrong in the women's.
Yeah, exactly. So I just think that was just a
Hmm.
glitch error. I don't think he was meant to be number one because it doesn't make sense from a story unless they changed it last minute. But I don't see how.
But Oba got a absolutely incredible response.
Yes.
I am so excited. Even my wife went, "Oh my god, he's enormous."
Yes.
He is a proper presence, absolute star to put this company on his back and go for. And I know Neil's been banging on about Oba for years, and I've kind of seen little bits of him, but because of Neil, I've seen more and more of Oba, and I'm just like, this guy's. He's not just another big dude.
No.
He can cut a promo. He can move. He's not completely stoic. His entrance is probably already one of the best in the company. To be fair, he had to come out number one or number two because he couldn't have done that walk in the middle of the Rumble. It'd have been longer than Jey Uso's entrance.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, no,
I don't know.
Was absolutely brilliant.
Is it too soon? What is it? Money in the Bank September? Imagine that bloke.
With a briefcase.
You could strap a title on him straight away.
100% agree. Yeah.
I know it contradicts exactly what I said before about Sol Ruka, but I think Oba is more of the complete package.
Yeah,
ready to go.
By SummerSlam, he could have a title, 100%.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't even waste him in the Intercontinental picture. I would literally throw him in the main title picture.
I'd give him the briefcase. I think that'd be.
Yeah.
I've won far too to have.
No, he doesn't need a briefcase. He doesn't need a briefcase.
I just want to see him strut to the ring with it. I'm about to fuck you up.
No, I don't think Oba needs a briefcase. I think Oba needs, or Oba could do what Braun Strowman did and actually cash it in, which is a case of I'm cashing in on you on this date.
It's time.
I'm taking your title. And then win.
Yeah,
because Braun Strowman not winning that was stupid.
Yeah, Dom with a briefcase for me is just the perfect combination.
Like that too.
It has to,
That's better as well.
That works for me. Right, let's see what else we've got. Let's talk about who attacked.
We can talk about the stomp now.
So obviously watching it live, I'm thinking, oh my god, is it Seth? Is he here? And then even when he jumped over, I'm like, okay, is he then going to appear in the Rumble later? But then trying to watch it, it seems like there's, from the pictures and stills, looks like it's like a gingery beard, yellowy beard. So a lot of speculation, is it Logan Paul? Because
Jake
Logan Paul. Or Jake Paul.
He can't box anymore because AJ fucked him up.
He's got a soft jaw. And obviously, because he was the one saying we should get behind, Braun in the Rumble and let's all support him, and he takes him out. Is he a super spy for like Seth Rollins or whatever it is? We don't know. It's really interesting to see, because obviously even Heyman came out with Brock Lesnar and walked him down as well. So, what's Heyman up to?
Maybe it was Brock Lesnar who stomped him. Maybe he magically lost 150 pounds and then stomped him and then put his suit back on.
Exactly. I mean, look, it could be Logan Paul. It could just have been a jobber. It could be anyone in there, and they're like, you know what, we'll decide later who it's going to be. It doesn't necessarily have to be who it is, because they covered him up pretty well. But I love the fact that it'd be Adam Pearce. I think that is hilarious.
Not big enough, unfortunately. Not the right shape to be Adam Pearce.
Right shape, but I think that's amazing. People have been coming up with all sorts of names like LA Knight and Randy Orton and all sorts.
It's not big enough to be LA Knight. No, not big enough to be Randy Orton.
No, you got to look at the same. It kind of does lean to a Logan Paul, but what did you guys make of that? Because Triple H loves a guy in a hoodie.
God, don't he ever?
Absolutely loves a hoodie. I'm surprised they don't sell that on WWE shop. Just a plain black hoodie. Indescriptive.
How does attacking people in hoodies work from an HR perspective?
It's frowned upon. It is frowned upon. That is a hostile working environment, would be my professional opinion. I like the Adam Pearce theory. It's not. I saw online it was Jericho. I was like, that would.
I saw that too.
Yeah. Some people think it's Finn because he couldn't get into the Rumble, but it doesn't make any sense for him to go after him.
But the thing is, I don't want it to be Logan, because whoever's going after the Vision turns them babyface, and nobody sees Logan Paul as a babyface. He's not going to get cheered ever. He's got to be like 5 years in before anyone is going to ever see him other than this prick YouTuber who can wrestle in the ring. He's got to go out there and win it over. And so they tried to make him babyface when he joined, and it didn't work. And credit to him, he realized it very quickly and he switched. And that's when that's why I was immediately impressed with Logan, because he understood the business more than Ronda did. The crowd turned on Ronda and she pissed and moaned and cried about it rather than rolling with it. And that's why I like Logan Paul, the wrestler. But do not turn that man babyface.
No, absolutely not. I'm sure we'll find out some more on Raw tonight, so that is going to be interesting. Steve, the problem is Oba. They're giving him the Stephanie treatment, but without the belt. Where do they go with Oba? So hopefully we kind of covered that in terms of what we said. Just throw a tie on him down the road. He can have a big match again at WrestleMania. It could be him and Brock at WrestleMania. And Brock. Brock doesn't need the wins these days. It's not about putting him over, and to have another beast come in and demolish him, that would send him to the top. That would absolutely seal the deal. Around the ballpark, question, Gunther, he can't just retire everyone. If it's Punk, Roman, and Mania, what does Gunther do? That's a really good,
very good question.
Does he need a title?
Steve said around the ballpark, retire Trish Stratus. That's a bit harsh. But yeah, what does Gunther do at Mania?
Does he wrestle Brock?
That they didn't have an interaction in the Rumble to kind of build that up.
All the interaction around Brock was around Oba, wasn't it?
It was.
It's good. Yeah. It's going to be. I think it's going to. I think it's going to.
Dragunov as well.
We can get to that. It's going to be. We can talk about the funny stuff after this, but it's going to be Oba and Brock at either Mania or SummerSlam. It's going to be. It's they teased them too much. Like when it's exactly the same as when they teased Hogan and Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But Brock hasn't talked about retirement yet.
No.
So. Because I think Brock can do the role he's got now for almost forever, because somehow that man still manages to stay in the most phenomenal shape. I think he's bigger now. I think the man just doesn't stop growing. It's insane. But yeah, what do we do with Gunther? It's a really good point. It's like, shit, have they done too much now?
Well, because if we're anticipating Roman going after CM Punk, then obviously the chamber then becomes, does it become SmackDown exclusive? No, they have participants from Raw and SmackDown, don't they? When they go for the chamber, I'm pretty sure they have.
Yeah, it's a mix.
Yeah, it's a mix. So Gunther will have to go to the chamber, and maybe it's a Gunther versus Drew, which I think could be really interesting.
I mean, we've seen them go at it. His laptop died again.
Oh, God, Lee.
Jesus Christ, Lee. It's
live,
2 shows in a row, Lee. We're live, and your laptop dies, you loser. Can talk about HR all I want now. I forgot my train of thought now. You've ruined me, Lee. So it's with Gunther. I'm actually stumped because I've forgotten about that. He's got no one else to retire, because I did think there was a chance he might not have retired AJ, and they could have extended that a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, because there's no one else to retire unless it's Ray. Unless Ray wants to go and he wants to retire Ray.
Yeah.
But he can't. But I think, as somebody said in the chat, he just can't just go around retiring people.
Yeah.
But the bitching online is the WWE is full of old men who all need to retire and make way for the new generation. But yeah, or maybe he gets bored of retiring people and just goes after trying to ruin the careers of some of the young new people. I think Gunther versus Trick Williams would be an incredible match.
Oh yeah, well exactly. Just trying to take out an up and coming superstar. Someone gets in his way. Someone costs him a position in the. Let's bring Lee back in. We're being generous. Well done, Lee.
I thought you had to give you plugged in, man.
No, it's a Wi-Fi this time.
So yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see where they go with Gunther now. And it'll be interesting to see when he comes out and talks about what he's done with AJ, who steps up next and who questions him. So that's a really good point. Biker Fishy, opinions on the double El Grande Americano. I loved this. And I wanted it so bad, and it happened, and it was brilliant. It's so good to have Chad Gable back. I mean, the original Americano back. It's so good. Put them on, put them against each other at the chamber or whatever it is. I don't care. Maybe, yeah. Who was he? Was he by himself or was he with American Made? He was kind of with American Made, wasn't he? Original Americano.
Yeah, he was like
Yeah.
there. He was like adjacent. He was like
Adjacent.
they were bigging him. Chad Gable was bigging up Americano.
That's right. Yeah, he had support of Chad Gable. So I think what we do is we have Los Americanos versus Americano and American Made. That's probably going to be a WrestleMania match. Why not?
Another man who's looking mega jacked.
Yeah, the unmasking match.
Chad Gable has come back looking insane.
Yeah. The first I wasn't sure if it was him because of the beard, right?
Oh yeah, he had a beard on, didn't he?
Yeah, and I was like, oh wait, oh no, it is because you can tell by his physique, and it's just so yeah.
However, I think Kaiser's been amazing as Americano.
I actually almost don't want to see the other version of him again. He's just been so good.
Because he speaks incredible Spanish.
Yeah, what if they become a tag team and go for the titles?
I'd laugh. I'd laugh loads.
Right?
Against the Usos, the American versus the Usos would be so funny. Trips, we know you listen. That's your WrestleMania match. Thank us later. Send a check in the post. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm hoping everything's okay with Jimmy and stuff there because obviously Jimmy's been missing. It didn't seem like he traveled. So I hope everything's good with him and Naomi and everything's going well there because best wishes.
They said personal issues on SmackDown, didn't they? Exactly that worries me.
Yeah, no, definitely. Alex makes a very good point. Please remember to like and subscribe, guys. If you're fans of WWE, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, hit that bell to get notified on our YouTube channel. And if you're following us on our TikTok live, make sure you are hitting that follow button. We're on the way to 3,000 followers on TikTok. Sam, what is he saying? So they also showed number 31 and next entrant as another graphic error. We went crazy assuming AJ was coming in. I didn't see that. I didn't notice number 31. I missed that. So yeah, let's talk about the women's rumble. Obviously Brie came back. She got a good pop.
Boring. Don't care.
Bella Twins are going to go on a tag team hunt, I guess.
Who eliminated them?
Lash Legend.
Was it Lash?
Yeah, she won both.
Yeah.
So that
because
they tag team division with her and Nia Jax and stuff, right? So,
but they also got rid of Bailey and Lyra and called them losers.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, AJ, I thought there was an outside chance she'd be there, but again, it would be more likely if it was in the States. The fact that it was in Saudi, you're not going to have as many of these surprise entrants.
But again,
because it's harder.
But again, one of those things. It's like AJ is a bit part.
Mm-hmm.
She's not. She turned up for an angle. There was nothing saying that she was coming back as a full-time or anything like that. She came back to back up her husband for a mixed tag match against the other power couple in WWE. That angle was over. Then she helped out Maxine a little bit. She's not. Okay, and listen, I missed AJ's entire career, so I have no affiliation to her whatsoever. So I wasn't disappointed. I forgot entirely that she wasn't in it until people bitched about it on the internet. So it doesn't really bother me because that Rumble was brilliant. Yeah. And again, the internet going mental, but that Rumble was excellent. Some of the stars we had, again, we talk about Sol Ruka, but Lola Vice when she was she wasn't in there very long, but Lola Vice was brilliant as well. Yeah. There's just so many names. I'm trying to remember who everyone was.
Oh, is it Katana James?
Kiana James.
Kiana James, brilliant.
It was great, and she did that Samoan drop on Nia Jax. That was
I thought JC Jane, the NXT Women's Champion, looked great. Actually, she was in there for a while. Got a couple of throwouts.
I like JC Jane. I've seen a little bit of her. I watched a little bit of NXT, and I saw JC Jane, and she's like a nasty heel version of Chelsea Green, that sniveling heel, but a bit of a badass. So I quite like. I like JC Jane. I think she's really good.
Yeah. Tom, Oba versus OTC for the title later in the year or at WrestleMania 27. Don't have any issues with that. That'd be awesome. They could be fighting for Ulafala and Nigerian Peds. So yeah, why not? Chris Collins, hi Chris. Glad you could join us. He said he didn't get a notification we went live, so that's really disappointing. So sorry about that. But yeah, we're going to try and do our weekly episodes, maybe going live first. So if you're a subscriber and you watch us on YouTube, you get to see us first, an exclusive live, and then we'll post the sort of like edited version of the episode on the podcast channels and YouTube later. Yeah, so no, definitely with that. Steve says, could Braun not be booked as a babyface? I think they tried to when he first joined. He was kind of I think they wanted to run him as like the anti-heel in that kind of Stone Cold mode. He was like a badass and didn't give a crap about authority, but you liked him for it. But where now he's trying to be more of the douchey guy, bad guy. So he could be a baby face, but I don't know.
Not in a Cody clean cut kind of way.
Yeah.
It would be. Yeah,
he could be a baby face in the way Stone Cold was a baby face.
Yeah.
Which is he's such a anti-hero that he gets cheered because he's a badass. Yeah, he'll never be kissing babies and doing all that kind of stuff. That's not him. He will be, I'm just going to mess everybody up, and if you cheer for me, you cheer for me. It'll
similar
be
to Orton.
Yeah,
similar to Orton. I think just I'll do what I want.
I want to see him go heel again as well, though.
Yeah.
I love heel Orton. Heel Orton's the best. Because I came back when he was trying to rip off Jeff Hardy's ear.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's when I came back.
Twisted out, didn't he? Yeah.
So you missed the Stephanie kiss then?
I've seen the Stephanie kiss when Triple H was handcuffed. I've seen it. And said I've gone back and watched loads of stuff and clips everything. So yeah,
that is not HR approved.
Yeah. Chris says Gunther and OB at WrestleMania. I don't think he does either of them a favor because you don't want either of them to lose. So I don't think it's the right time for them to have a match at Mania. What if they give Gunther the briefcase for the ultimate screw you? I mean, there is.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at it.
Like it.
Come in, smash somebody in the head, then put with the briefcase, then put them to sleep.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And be like, thank you very much. I will take this back. But you talk about WrestleMania events, and you talk about WrestleMania events that aren't going to happen now when we're talking down the line, because not everybody was watching in the Wrestling is Awesome WhatsApp chat was watching. Me and Lee were having our own private chat, and the one thing I said when the first two came out was, those two, not now, but those two are a WrestleMania main event on a Sunday at some point, because that's going to be incredible. Yeah. Not yet, not couple of years away. I have no problem waiting for it.
Yeah.
But they're both young enough and have enough to do that will eventually be, mega headline WrestleMania event.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Mike Officially says, forget HR, need an IT guy. Very well put.
Love it.
Sam, where was Joe Henry? We said his name, but he didn't appear.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
It's because when he appeared last year, he wasn't signed to WWE. He was a TNA star. And so that was the surprise. I think if he came this year, it just probably wouldn't have hit the same. So
he's also doing something with NXT as well. He's in the middle of a storyline on NXT. Isn't there like a 7-way ladder match on NXT for the title? And I think he's involved in that. So fine.
Yeah.
I think there was one missed opportunity in the men's rumble.
Go on.
One missed opportunity. Penta and Ray Phoenix never crossed.
Yeah.
Never. Not even as Ray could have been.
Neither of them lasted 5 seconds in the rumble. That's why Phoenix came in, ran across the ring, then ended up at the other thing, and Penta did his handstand thing on the rope and Gunther just pushed him out. It's like, what are you doing, man? It's when people dawdle too long on the top rope and a rumble's like, what are you doing? I think, wasn't there years ago, one of the guys from Japan came over and jumped on somebody who was outside the ring and tried to get back in the ring. Like, no, you just eliminated yourself, you idiot.
Yeah, Ray Phoenix was actually in the Rumble for 28 seconds. He got eliminated by Brock, and then Penta was in there for 6 minutes, where he was the Iron Man last year. So,
I just think with their history and the fact that we are eventually going to get
well, they're brothers, aren't they?
Together. Yeah,
they're actual brothers.
Just a little.
I've just seen something. We're talking about who Gunther has at WrestleMania. He eliminated Randy Orton.
Yeah, retire Orton.
I don't know if he retires him, but he can. He can beat Orton because they had.
I am not ready for Randy to leave
because he beat him at King of the Ring, and they've had a history there. So whether those two go at it, I don't know. Might be something there.
Mega match. As Big E says, two big men slapping man meat be awesome.
Yeah. Chris says, I think they should leave Kaiser as he is now and remove Chad's mask and go back to the original gimmick. Yeah, I think that'd be the right way to do it. Absolutely agree with that.
And stick the damn Intercontinental title on Chad. For God's sake.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Braun and Jacob at WrestleMania. I think Jacob's going to be tied up with Cody in some way, whether it's one-on-one or a triple threat at Mania, because
it's going to be a triple threat, isn't it, between those three? And Jacob wins.
Yeah, with Drew. That's So what, does Cody win the chamber then?
That was my favorite elimination. Just kicked him in the head while he was upside down.
That was brilliant. Absolutely.
They messed that up too, technically, because if you go, I went back and watched it, and you can see Drew lining it up.
Yeah,
they padded. He's just in shot. I didn't know, but to be fair, live, I didn't notice it. I only noticed it on the rewatch.
Yeah, no, it's fair. What about Roman having the briefcase? No, Roman doesn't need.
No, he doesn't need a briefcase.
No, you need someone. You need someone slimy with it. I think this time, like I say, Dom or even a Braun Breaker having a briefcase. Jacob for 2. Anybody who's just can just come in and smash somebody after they've been doing.
I want Dom.
Match. Yeah, I
want Dom. The sniveling heel with a briefcase is just the best thing. Oh, talking about sniveling heels. When the Miz came in, as everyone else was down, Braun,
looking at
Oba and Brock Lesnar. There's too many big stars with a B in their name. It's really annoying.
Yeah, he's in the bottom. Looked, I'm just like slide back.
Nah, I'm all right. You two go.
That was so good. You could have Cody versus Jacob without a title, no DQ.
Done it
again. Yeah, they've had those kind of matches previously, and I think it's too similar to then the feud he had with Solo. It's a really weird one because, again, they're protecting both of them because you don't really want either to lose.
You don't need to protect Cody, though.
You don't, but they want to. It's just like, no, have Jacob go over. Have Cody lose.
Cody could lose for months.
He'll be okay. His
Cody doesn't
will still sell.
Cody doesn't need to win.
No,
and this whole thing is like you said, like the whole thing with Solo. Solo should have won that title. If we get to WrestleMania and Jacob Fatu is in a title match, he has to win it.
Yes.
And he's the only person I wouldn't mind taking the title off of Drew.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's talk about Drew and Sami Zayn. Match, it was okay, but we kind of expected the result, right?
It was just, please don't give us the result we don't want. I would have thrown things at the telly if Sami had won, because I don't. A year ago, put the title on Sami. They've missed the boat.
Yeah,
no one cares anymore. He could have beaten Roman. He was at a point where it was like, I'd love him to beat Roman. It'd be brilliant if he beat Roman. And now I don't want him to win the title ever.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Greg's jumped in the chat. That Rumble was trash, and we better get Oba versus Lesnar at WrestleMania, or we riot.
The internet has joined the chat.
We have a different opinion, and something that I want to share because obviously we are good friends with Sam from Sam's on Wrestling, and he shared opinion in the chat, and I just want to give his thoughts on the Rumble. And he was quite happy. I'd argue it's the greatest women's Rumble of all time, at least in the conversation. I don't disagree with that. Men started off hot, amazing first half, and then drifted a bit. I'd agree. We have turned events into cookie cutters. No surprises. There were 5 in the men's ones, but why does there need to be one? You know, we had LA Knight return. We had Powerhouse Hobbs obviously debut and stuff like that. We did have surprises. But why do we need them? There was 0 in between 2002 and 2005, and we enjoyed them. You know, it was just the main roster. And I think we're in this area of social media chat that we keep predicting and everyone's trying to write about it. And oh, this person needs to return, this person needs to return. You know, somebody else said, oh, we didn't get enough returns. And I commented on their TikTok and I just said, who would you have? Other than Jericho, who are you expecting?
It's like KO can't come back.
Maybe a Jeff Hardy, but you know, he doesn't necessarily want to fly on.
I don't want Jeff Hardy in the Rumble.
No, it doesn't make any sense. There's no future for it. So to get a little pop, it's like it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, you could have a match at WrestleMania with Matt and do a tag team thing, no problem. But he doesn't need to go all the way over to there to do a Rumble. Carrying on with Sam, why does Roman need it? Because they're booking his main event at WrestleMania. Wrestling isn't a charity. What matches are marquee matches that people want to see, and who are the main eventers? 100%. Almost every single winner was already a star. Like the ratio is so heavily outweighed. Again, we said that at the top of the show. There's very few stars made from the Rumble. You don't get up and comers winning the Rumble. They're established stars, which is why you have people like Cody winning it twice, Austin 3 times, Roman. You know, the ones you pick out in between are like Shinsuke, but then look what happens when they don't necessarily fulfill the potential or go on to do what you expect them to do. I've watched it with 11 people. 4 had never watched wrestling and they got fully into it and was the most fun watching wrestling event. It was like being a child again. I was cheering on Kalina James, obviously not going to win, but had fun with it. Anyway, rant over, end of my break, back to work. I totally agree with all Sam's points there. It was just, people expectations are becoming so wild that they're not enjoying the product that's in front of them. And I think it's a shame. I really do. Chris, I really enjoyed both Rumbles. I think the right winner for both. Yeah, agreed. Steve, I also think Powerhouse Hobbs, sorry, Royce Keys, should have been tonight in the US. I don't think the Saudis are that big on AEW to have an AEW star to debut. I think that's a good shout. Obviously, this is where they want some surprises, but it might have been good if he showed up on a Raw or a SmackDown afterwards. But I personally don't know enough about him. I haven't seen enough about him, but I know he was apparently a hot free agent, and that's why they brought him in. So, but yeah, he didn't get the pop from the crowd because they just don't know him. Rumble is great for a quick 5-minute screen time. So hit some banger moves like the Soul Snatcher for non-XT fans to be like, what the actual fuck? Absolutely. It's to showcase individuals to then give them stories moving forward. It is all about building stories moving forward. I disagree. A perfect Rumble is a combination of current generation, next generation, and legends.
And that's what we had.
Yeah, I mean,
you had Brock Lesnar, you had Roman Reigns, you had Randy Orton, and then you had LA Knight, and then you had Powerhouse Hobbs, and then you had Penta, and then you had there's a whole massive mix of people. But the big question I have for the returns is
what legends are coming back?
I don't know who you're expecting. It's like, I don't want people who are only going to be part-timers. They only put part-timers in when they haven't got a strong enough roster to carry the Rumble. And when you've got someone like Javon Evans who owned that bloody Rumble, and that's absolutely the perfect way through it. I was so impressed. And NXT is really strong at the moment. And the only reason I don't watch NXT is I don't have time. If I had the time, I would absolutely watch it, but watching 6 hours of wrestling a week plus when they chuck a PLE in is hard enough, especially with my new job. Hardly any time. Don't know when I'm going to get to watch Raw tomorrow. Are we doing a show tomorrow? We have to do a show again tomorrow.
Cover Raw.
Doing a show tomorrow. My wife's going to bloody love you, Ken. That's sarcasm, mate.
The show. Alex, so Alex asked Sam, who was our man on the ground at Saudi, what was the response to the crowd like for Royce in the arena? Sam said the response to the crowd was awesome, massive shock reaction. So some of this stuff doesn't translate that well on TV. You know,
I think it was mic'd badly, and I said this before the show. Open air arenas are not good for wrestling on TV. In the audience, it's probably amazing. And Sam said to me it was deafening in there.
Yes.
And I don't not believe it. But you haven't got a roof to echo the sounds back in, to hit the microphones. So
and that's why the European crowd sounds so amazing.
However, that wasn't the worst piece of production that they did in that stadium. The worst piece of production in that stadium were the lights. Because the amount of people that thought that place was empty, and I did too, I had to text Sam and say, is it empty? He goes, no, it's packed in here. It's the lights. Because the lights completely black out the people that sat next to them. And yeah, they were too bright, too big. Apparently, I seen something online that in the Intuit Dome, they have the lights, but they're not as big or as bright. Yeah. So it doesn't affect it as much.
They were using it for graphics. So they were putting like the WWE logo and stuff like that. And they're using it to like do a presentation almost around the stadium. But absolutely, it was the wrong thing to do. So many posts on social media saying it was empty. This is why you don't do it in Saudi, blah, blah. But as soon as you look at the pictures where the lights are off, everybody's there. And people are coming up, oh, if it was red, it meant there was nobody in the seat and this and the other. Absolutely nonsense. All the colors.
And they actually turned the lights off. Did you notice? They turned the lights off. So
you could fully see the crowd.
On one of them, you could see a WWE logo in the lights, and it was originally all lit up. And they very much took away the white lights and put the WWE logo on to go, there are people here.
Yeah. Steve has
They won't do that again.
Yeah, Sam and Dan were sending me photos from their view. Packed. Yeah, we were watching the videos on our WhatsApp chat. It was absolutely packed. So please just get off this narrative that it wasn't full. It was an absolutely full stadium. And look, bear in mind, that started at like 10 p.m. Saudi time. It was like
they do things very late in Saudi. I can imagine it's very much like Spain because
that's going on to like 1, 2 in the morning. So yeah, absolutely makes sense to him. But I know that I think Sam mentioned previously like in the chat to you, Alex, people were going up and getting snacks because people were bare hungry because it's late. So they were going to get food and stuff like that. But it didn't diminish. And if your enjoyment is because of the crowd reaction, then that's on you. You should be able to enjoy the product no matter how loud the crowd is.
Yeah, the crowd is for the crowd.
Yeah, exactly that. Chris, what do you think? Roman said he hasn't been around much because of the booking of him. Yeah, he did that interview, didn't he? Where he said that WWE hasn't done a good enough job writing or producing new talent. He's like, that's why I'm still here. And I think part of the reason why he hasn't been around enough is because they've been trying to push new content. But he also said that, they're not doing it right. So what do you guys think about that? Is it just a story narrative?
Yeah, that's a recycled Cena line. That is. That's
I'm still here because you can get
you're
over,
not
basically.
good. Yeah,
especially because it was with Pat McAfee, who's still part of the show. It's definitely a work. Steve in the chat, couldn't be any worse. We had the Thunderdome. I liked the Thunderdome. I thought they made the best of a bad situation. There was nothing they could do. They couldn't have people in the crowd. I thought the Thunderdome worked really, really well. And other TV shows did similar things. I was watching... What was I watching? I watched a clip of something and it had Thunderdome type thing in the background. It's what you had to do during COVID. COVID was fucking awful.
I went back and was watching the Bloodline stuff. And obviously a lot of that stuff started and was throughout the Thunderdome. And I was like, you know what? To be fair, they did a decent job with it. Yeah, I can't really complain.
Sidetrack the podcast. We sidetrack our own. We sidetrack our own podcast. Generally, me, but it's fine.
So Sam said there was a lot of hate against Saudi, a lot of AI generation rubbish. They had them turned off on SmackDown the night before. Probably not great for TV, but was awesome in person to have them. So he's obviously talking about the lights in the seats there. So yeah, I'm sure it creates a decent atmosphere in the stadium. But and this is it. Everybody wants to tear a product down. Somebody doesn't like something. The internet is just full of negativity these days. And that's why we're here to talk about wrestling is awesome, because we want to celebrate these stuff and talk about the positives.
Because I don't want people to think that we're ignoring that it shouldn't be in Saudi. WWE should not be in Saudi, but it is. There's nothing there's nothing we can do about it. Enjoy the product that's on the screen, and to be fair, the crowd was good. There was bits that were quiet. The only thing I didn't like, and again, this could be because it was mic'd badly, the only thing I didn't like, and my daughter picked up on, was they were rubbish at doing the countdown.
They
Oh
were.
yeah, they were. Yeah, they were.
Rubbish at the countdown, which is the only crowd participation thing that you get in the Rumble that you actually participate in. All we want is the countdown from 10. It's not hard.
No, I mean, with wrestling, I try and take the politics out of it because I said in our WhatsApp chat, WWE supports Trump, so by that logic, it would mean I'm going to stop watching the products because they align themselves with someone I will not comment on because I might want to go back to that country at some point.
I'm going in April.
That's
a fucking thing.
There were 5 years of social media history now to enter the country. So, but
I'm not taking my phone. I'm deleting TikTok and I'm deleting Twitter.
Take the politics out of it, and just try and support the product. That's kind of what we do. What else have we got here, Steve? Can we point out WWE keeping the whole Riyadh up at 2 a.m. with the amount of pyros? Yeah, fair enough. There's I don't know whether they probably just gave all the residents money, just like Hish. It's fine. Alex, just look at how many sports events have been held there. F1, yeah, it's a good point. There's
F1 goes to all of the poorly politicked countries in the world, and no one's
there's money. People are going. That's
money.
Yeah, definitely. Also, work days begin on Sunday here, so it was late. We got in at 3 a.m. I think the countdown wasn't shown well on TV, but we were all standing doing the countdown. So okay. So again, it might be a miking issue with that. Guys, we've talked about the Women's Rumble. Is there anything we want to mention more about the Women's Rumble before we wrap that up? We've spoken about Brie. We've spoken about some of the spots. We talked about Lash Legend and Sol Ruka. The fact that Liv won it, I think, is absolutely the right thing. Anything else about the Women's Rumble?
The finish was Tiffy came back.
Tiffy came back. Yeah,
and that finish was great. That I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed that finish. I think it worked really, really well. It was a lot of jeopardy. I'm like, ooh, and to be fair, it could have gone very wrong for Liv when she launched Tiffy out because of the way she did the Oblivion in the corner. She had to make sure she held herself. I'm massively impressed with the hand strength of wrestlers because I can't do a dead hang for more than 30 seconds. So I don't know how that lot manage it.
Steve, did anybody notice his near do the suck it to the crowd? Yes, I did notice that.
Love that. That was great. And to be fair, for a woman to do that to that crowd is brilliant. Well done, Nia.
Well done. Did you? It was so good. Right, what else? Let's talk about AJ and Gunther.
Oh God, yeah.
We kind of just accepted the fact. I think prior to this was going to happen. The writing was on the wall, and it went out. And I saw a post earlier. Obviously Cena went out with tapping, and AJ just passed out. And is it the right way that it was finished? And I was like, what? This is the way I see it. Cena. He knew it was his last match. He knew he was done. He didn't need to put himself through anything more than what he needed to. He realized he was coming into the end of his career, and he tapped out to say, yeah, I'm done. I'm all good with that. AJ was fighting for his career. He didn't want it to end from a story perspective.
Correct.
So he wasn't going to tap. And, when he woke up, he was like, he didn't really seem to know what had happened. He was still.
They played that really well as well. The sell on that was excellent.
And that's why he didn't tap, because he still wanted it. Cena didn't want it anymore. AJ wanted it, and that's the difference in the storytelling, and that's why you get those different types of endings. So I was absolutely fine with the way that happened, and I like the fact that he went to put his gloves down, was like, no. So it does seem like his WWE career has ended, but we're going to see more of AJ Styles. TNA, maybe AEW. But
I don't want him to go to. I'd happily he should go to TNA, but not AEW. Please no.
I think AJ leaving WWE, if he's said this is my last year of wrestling, is the right thing to do. There's not much for AJ to do in WWE anymore past a few dream matches. Go to TNA,
become champion again.
The history. I'm not a huge fan of the other guys, but there's a lot of history from his New Japan days.
That is the other thing, and he can get paid.
Samoa Joe.
Yeah, he could get paid for the next year. Samoa Joe. He could have some great matches with Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. There could be some great matches, and he'll get paid well for like another year in AEW. So I wouldn't be begrudging him going there. He's like, what? These careers are short. Go make your bank, bro, and do what's best for you and your family. So,
but he did say that he was going to retire this year. He didn't want to wrestle till he was 50.
Yes. Yeah, and it may be it.
And listen, it might just be a case of, do you know what? he might not have made a decision. He might have gone, he's left his option open by not leaving the gloves in the ring. I would have liked to have seen him leave the gloves in the ring, and do the proper send off. But obviously he's kind of undecided and giving a little bit of hope. But he might get home and go, I like being home.
Yeah.
Or maybe I can't be bothered. But we don't know what these guys are like. But I thought the match was brilliant.
Great
Absolutely
match.
loved it. The AJ type opponent is the perfect opponent for Gunther.
Yes.
It works so well, so brilliantly, and people can get mad at Gunther all they want. He's an excellent professional wrestler.
Yes.
He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows how to make the crowd hate him. And again, he finished him off. He just left the ring. And I really like it. He doesn't do any pomp and circumstance after he wins. He's like, I've done my job. I'm going back to the locker room now. I like it. I really like it. I think Gunther's brilliant. And funnily enough, there was an interview with him. I need to go and watch the full thing. I saw a clip of it of him and Undertaker. And Undertaker said, I wish I hadn't retired already.
Yeah.
And me and you could have a match.
Yeah.
That is a massive statement to someone like Gunther. And if you've watched Unreal, I know you have, Ken. Have you watched it yet, Lee?
I've watched it, yeah.
He comes across really well.
Yeah, he does.
In that, as a proper gentleman, a proper professional,
yeah, definitely.
comes across really, really well. I have a lot of time for Gunther. I know people don't get him, which I think's mad. People think he should look a bit more like a monster, and it's like I'm over people being physically, mentally crazy looking. We've got enough of those. They don't all have to look like Brock Lesnar. And considering what he used to look like, he's done an amazing job.
He's in a peak position in his career now. He's just dominating. A lot of people have mentioned the cut on AJ's arm. Yeah, from the announcer's table, that was pretty nasty. Gunther is a traditional gentleman's wrestler. He is. Yeah, and
he's brilliant.
Yeah, we need that style of wrestling as well. We don't want everybody as high
lost
flyers or powerhouses. Absolutely. And what was interesting is, did you notice throughout the match he was keeping his leg away from AJ? Because he knew that if he worked on it and gave him the calf crusher, because he knows what he's capable of. That's ring awareness. That's smartness. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, that's different level, and it's those little things that make it really interesting. Yeah,
there was a real story played out.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is why the Drew and Sami match just didn't bang, because it wasn't going to be that match. Drew, in my opinion, Drew and Sami should have started the night.
Yeah.
I think they should have started the night. You then have the Women's Rumble. You then have AJ and Gunther. And then you have the Men's Royal Rumble, which is why him then selling would work even more coming into the Rumble.
Yeah, it's a good shout. That's a good shout. Any last final thoughts on the Rumble then itself, the Men's Rumble, gentlemen?
No, I enjoyed it. It was fine. It's not going to go down in history as the best PLE ever, because it definitely wasn't. But it was a good PLE, and I mean, me and Lee were chatting all the way through it, and we thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thoroughly enjoyed it, and I was watching with non-wrestling fans as well, and they were into it by the end of it. They're really into the Gunther match.
That's great. Okay,
so I'm
going to come to you, gentlemen. Have a think about your scores for the PLE. Are we going to do it out of 5 stars, or are we doing it out of 10? What are we going with?
Got to go full Mossy's face and do 5 stars. Do
5 stars.
It out of 5 stars, haven't we?
So those of you in the chat, let me know. Post in the comments. Give your scores out of 5 stars for the Royal Rumble.
You can put a vote thing in it.
Can I?
If you know how to do it.
What, StreamYard? I have no idea.
No, on YouTube, you can. As you're the host, you can put a vote in. You're gonna have to give me access to it, and then I can do it.
I'll have to sort that out, and you can do all that, because I'm entirely encased here on StreamYard. I've
been trying to get him to do OBS for months and months and months, and he's had 9 months off and still hasn't figured it out.
I want somebody to do all this for me, man. I need an editor. I need all this. If anybody wants some editing experience and wants to take the show and edit it and post it for me and do some social media on my behalf,
can't afford me, Ken.
I know. I'm asking if anyone wants to do it for free. If anyone wants to add it to their portfolio, right. So Lee, coming to you. Give me stars. Give me stars.
We're going full Meltzer, aren't we? Out of 5.
Out of 5.
Meltzer. That's what I meant.
I would give it 4.25. I think I would say it's, for me, one of the best women rumbles ever. AJ Gunther, fantastic match. Drew and Sami, okay, the right man won, and the men's rumble. I thought the men's rumble was brilliant. So yeah, 4.25. I'd give that.
Okay. Alex seems deep in thoughts. I'm going to go to some of the comments. Tom, he went for 3.5. Chris, he's gone for 4.5. Steve's gone for 3.5, but he's given a 5 for 5 for Soul. So Alex, what are you going to go for?
So I think Sami and Drew was a 2.5. I think the women's rumble was a 4.5. I think AJ was also a 4.5, and I think the men's was probably a 3. So what does that even out at? 4.5, 4.25, 4.25. Let's go 4. Let's go 4.25.
4.25. All right, Sam, if you're still watching us on TikTok, have you got your 5-star rating for the PLE? Sound off in the chat and let us know your score. I will go for I'm probably about the same, probably between a 4, maybe a 4.25. Yeah, because at the end of the day, I enjoyed it. Let's go 4.25 because of my predictions. So yeah, we're going to go 4.25.
Did you get them right, Ken? Did you get all 4 matches?
Actually,
you get all 4 right. You haven't mentioned that. You've kept that very quiet. You're very humble, Ken.
All right, absolutely.
Oh, we need to give a shout out to one of our co-commentators, Lolly.
Yes,
she got her new natty. She's been screaming for new natty.
Yes, with the new theme,
who we haven't mentioned at all.
At all.
The impact she made, but she eliminated Becky, which sets up their feud.
She did.
But I love the fact that Becky was trying to say that her feet never touched the floor. You know,
that's so funny. So Becky, I love that. That was brilliant.
You notice on the way to the ring, she went to go hand her title to the ref, and it's the one that she doesn't like. And she
because I was watching that with the kids, and my eldest went to me, "What's going on there?" She doesn't like that ref. that ref stood on the end of her getting bad results. Jessica Carr. That's who it was. It was Jessica Carr.
Yeah.
But Jessica Carr is training to be a wrestler.
She is.
So I really want her to hopefully do well in that
match
and getting through. It'll be brilliant.
That'd be so good.
But yeah, I thought Maxine was great. Actually, for the short again, the improvement in Maxine in the last 12 months has been incredible. Listen, she's still not the best, most polished, but the crowd's behind her. I think she's great. I think she's really fun. But obviously was mortified that she got eliminated by Becky.
So. Yeah, no, exactly. Becky actually put a message out on X, I think, today saying she's not going to be at Raw tonight. She's meeting with her management team because she's been wrong. She should have won the Rumble. She's never eliminated, blah, blah, blah. But Steve's made a good point. She says she's already wrestling in Evolve in a mask. Yeah, I've read that. I haven't seen her I haven't seen any of the action, but I've heard that what's her name? Is it Jessica, the ref?
Jessica Carr, yeah.
Jessica Carr, yeah. She's wrestling in Evolve.
Because she's, if you've noticed, she's been much more heavy with the eye makeup.
Yes.
As a ref.
Yeah.
She's definitely hinting towards it, and I really if you don't know, you don't know. But if you know, it's really subtle, and I really like it.
Yeah. Sam, so he said he gave 4.5 for the women's rumble, 3 for Drew, 3.25 for AJ Styles, and the men are 3.2. Okay, all right, so maybe more like a 3.5, 3.75 for Sam overall. On the Rumble score.
He's much more critical than we are. He's also got a hell of a lot better knowledge than we do.
He remembers a lot more than we do, so we're like,
and we're way older than him.
That's exciting! Yay, that's fun. And we don't compare.
I just want everyone to be friends and get on.
Yeah, exactly that. If anybody out there is interested in doing any streaming, I've linked my referral code in the chat, where you can get a discount on StreamYard for $10. So if you're signing up to StreamYard, then you can use that discount code. I think that.
Have you still got your affiliate link for merch?
I do have my affiliate link for merch.
You forgot about that, didn't you?
Actually, I actually sent it out to somebody today, and they actually bought something. So I think somebody's actually bought something for the first time through my affiliate link.
I really should buy some merch. I have no merch. I need to buy some merch.
I need some more t-shirts. I'm using the same one. This OTC one's getting quite worn out now.
I'm getting paid for some commentary work, so I might spend some of my commentary money on some merch.
Right,
What merch shall I get? What merch shall I get, team?
Yes.
In the chat, what shall I get?
Yeah,
Well,
I think he needs to get a Sol Ruka t-shirt, right? It's got to be it.
nice. All mine's
Um,
in storage, which is why I'm having to dress like right to censor for these things.
yeah.
I see that you've taken your tie off.
Oh yeah, calm down now.
You're over the gimmick already. Start calling you Stevie Richards.
Oh, Kit Wilson. Yeah, can you get a crop top t-shirt, please, Alex? I think that's the way to go. So yeah, so my affiliate link is in the chat now. It should also be in the description of the video. I post it in all the videos as a link there. So if you are buying any WWE merchandise, I'd be very grateful if you can use the affiliate link. It's the same thing. Sometimes I'll get extra promo codes and stuff like that, so I will try and put them on there. I need to get more involved in that because they send me offers all the time, and I should probably try and do more with that. But as we're getting on with the show, so we are going to do our next show tomorrow, actually, because this was a special edition because we're reviewing the Royal Rumble. We record our show every Tuesday night. So basically we cram watching in Raw through Tuesday during the day and in our lunch breaks and whatnot. And then we're actually going to try and go live every Tuesday night. So we can have an interactive show. So we'll go live every Tuesday night, and then we'll take that recording and post it like the following day. So yeah. So if you want to get involved, we'll be here every Tuesday night around 8:30 for a live show here on YouTube and TikTok. So please make sure you hit that like and subscribe and hit that bell to get notified. We appreciate you. What else? Oh, so we got Johnny here. I really enjoyed the Royal Rumble. I enjoyed the whole show, except I didn't like El Grande Americano stuff. It can't please everybody. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, thank you very much, Johnny, for joining us. Appreciate it. And I just want to have a huge shout out to everybody who watched the live show with me on Saturday for the Royal Rumble. Over 25,000 views on the channel for that, which was
Really?
Absolutely incredible.
That's amazing. Well
I was super chuffed with that. And also on the Creative Control channel, which I run for the movie podcast, there was another 2,500 people watched it via that channel as well. So I thank you very much, guys. And the more followers we get, the more subscribers we get, I can hand in my notice to Lee and quit my job. Yeah, just keep it coming. Let's keep this.
You can't even hide it. The guy that you work with, who runs your HR, is in here. He's gonna know it's coming. He's gonna be employing your replacement before you hand your notice in.
He's watching the count. If once I hit the 20, what is it? YouTube, I need about 25,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
probably at least.
You said 1,000 on the stream. And I instantly messaged you and I went, no. I'm on 2.5, and I've made 250 quid this year.
Yeah, exactly. This is not the one. So 25,000 YouTube. Get us up to there, and I'll quit my job. I'll do a live video. I'll live stream quick. And then
I'll live stream your exit interview.
Yeah. Yes. Amazing. Why are you quitting? To do WWE content. Yeah, and then if we'll see. I don't know how many I need on a TikTok to make some money. Maybe 20,000 followers on there as well. I don't know. But yeah, if we get some followers, I'd love to make this my full-time job. So I appreciate you all. David Wolf, thank you for dropping in the chat. Appreciate you, David. Thank you very much. That's it, guys. Alex, do you want to tell us anything about what you're doing?
It's things I'm not doing now. My cart will be up for sale very soon. Unfortunately, I've got too much on this year. I just can't warrant it. And it's one of those things. But I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out some things that I can do. I did there was a karting event called BRKC where I did pit lane commentary for, and I bloody loved it, and I really had a great time. So I know a few people in that world. So whether I need the video I'm going to be making next is me accumulating all of that and making that like a highlight reel of me shoving microphones in angry drivers' faces and seeing what I get. So we'll see.
Yeah.
As Steve said, I've got to survive the abuse that I get from that lot because they're all so much younger. Because I'm 40 and I'm the oldest by miles in our little Discord chat. But no, or I'll just live stream you playing Elite Dangerous because that's all I'm doing at the moment.
Yeah. Chris said you need to drop a show-to-show stream. People will watch. What's a show-to-show stream? Let us know, Chris. I have no idea what a show-to-show stream is. Vangy called me a loser for buying myself my first WWE belt the other day. Why did you call Tom a loser? That is totally outrageous. I want a belt. Tom, which belt did you get? I want to.
No, but he got a cheap crap one though. He didn't get a decent one.
Oh,
so
Tom,
he didn't. I haven't shown him Ryan's collection.
Oh, right.
So he does sometimes come on with us whenever he's not busy. He's always busy. But Ryan basically has a room full of proper replica belts. And they are very cool. And maybe I can get a belt that can replace my Marvel characters here and my soundproof tiles so that I don't wake my daughter up. So
yeah,
it will look good just about there. However, this is also where I conduct business meetings from. I don't really want a WWE title back at business meetings.
I work from this room as well. So,
but that's freaking cool. Because people just comment on the
They do.
on the thingamajig
stuff as mentioned, we end up talking about Lego. It's very cool. But I do a wrestling podcast and I have zero wrestling stuff behind me. So yeah, no, I definitely need something. I want to get a title belt. I'm undecided whether I want the WWE WWE Undisputed Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know yet. So
they're also like 400 quid a piece, and I think my wife would kill me if I spent 400 quid on some plastic and metal.
Yeah, I also like the Attitude Era belt, the Attitude version 2 belt that they had. The
only belt I would get is the Stone Cold Big Eagle belt. It's the only belt I'd get.
Right. Okay. Chris, individual show stream, Raw and SmackDown reviews.
We're married people with jobs, Chris.
Chris, I'd love to do like 2-3 shows a week, and maybe we can get there. It's like
got a big enough panel now. We might be able to.
Yeah,
it's just up to you.
Well,
sick note over here. He keeps going off ill.
I'll see you tomorrow, Kenan.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm just like, it is about the time and the commitment. So, if I could do a review after Raw and SmackDown every week, I'd love to do that. Just with the family, it's not that easy. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, SmackDown's also on a Friday night,
exactly.
Isn't it? Like weekend. It's a mess.
Yeah, so it dips into the weekend, but we'll see what happens. Ask HR for reduced hours.
Denied.
Can I have a pay increase but with less hours, please? Tom, it only got the commemorative Undisputed. Oh, okay. So it's the commemorative version, the one with the fixed plates, because that's fine. It's still a decent belt.
I swear the picture you sent me would look like a cheap, nasty eBay knockoff.
Okay.
I swear.
UK store has the ECW one on discount a lot at the time, and it's also tempting. Yeah. Yeah. No, they do have. They had a 20% off of the Attitude Era one recently. I sent it to the wife.
Tom also has a new baby, so Tom needs to spend the money on the baby rather than belts.
And she did say, she goes, "Oh, about that belt," and I was like, "Oh, no, I think the offer's finished now, and I think it's actually sold out." And she was like, "Oh, sorry, I should have talked about that earlier." I was like, "Oh, this is a thing. This might be able to happen." So we'll see what happens there. Anything else you guys want to chat about before we leave the show today?
No, I'm good.
No,
I think it's time. I've got a long day tomorrow.
You got a long day. Okay, fine. That is fair enough. Oh, actually, I've got. I will just show it to people. So this is. Let's see if I can get on the camera. So this was me at Ryan's house with the World Heavyweight Championship, and you can see this is just a small selection of the belts that he has in the background. He's got more hanging up on his wall. But
didn't he have them at his wedding?
Yes, there's belts involved at his wedding,
and Neil did as well.
And Neil, yeah. So, but yeah, that belt looked quite nice on me. To be fair, I might go for the World Heavyweight Championship belt. That's quite a nice one. All right, guys.
We're very much disappearing into nerd territory on a wrestling podcast.
We are 100%. Right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for joining the live show. Thank you for us, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're watching on TikTok. Really appreciate all the support. As always, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, hit that bell to get notified. Make sure you follow us on TikTok as we strive to get to 3,000. And I think our next target on YouTube is 200 because we finally got over the 100 over the live stream, and then we'll get on there. And yeah, everybody who joined us in the comments, Tom, Steve, who else, Chris, everybody who's been on here, really appreciate your input. It's great to actually interact with people as well whilst doing this. I actually love this format, so yeah, we'll try and keep doing this as we move forward. And that's it. So until next time, guys, I'm going to hit the end stream properly this time, because I did end last time and I didn't hit the end stream, and Chris was in the chat telling me you're still on. I was like, I'm trying to end this properly. So that's it. So until next time, peace out.